America's healthcare advocate, Cary Hall.
Hello, America. Welcome to America's Healthcare Advocate Show, broadcasting coast to coast across the USA. I'm your host, Cary Hall. My producer on the audio side, Darren Wilhite from Odyssey Studios, and behind the camera, Mr. Dave Thiessen, as we record all of these shows now and put them up on the podcast platforms and on YouTube. 61,000 downloads so far this year on the podcast side. There are an awful lot of you paying attention to the podcast, and the numbers on the YouTube side are around 254,000. So we really appreciate that. And of course, we appreciate all of our radio partners across the country. We're very happy to be on over 201 stations now. We just added our latest affiliate in Largo, Florida. So we're very happy to be on all those stations for all of you listening out there on AM, FM radio. So if you want to follow me on Facebook, you can do that, or on X. I keep saying Twitter, but it's not Twitter anymore. I corrected that this morning, Dave, as I was in the process of doing this. Like, it's not called Twitter anymore. So it's America's Healthcare Advocate. If you want to do that, that's you can follow me there, and information up on Twitter. Also, as I mentioned, we are on 14 podcast platforms, and they are Amazon Music, Odyssey, Overcast, Pandora, RSS Podcast, Stitcher, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Rumble, Pocket Cast, Google Podcast, and Apple. I think that's all of them. We keep adding, but I think we've got them all covered now. So all the shows are recorded, and Dave puts them up there on the podcast platform for you, so that after the broadcast, or if you hear about this or you want to tell somebody about it, or maybe you just like to follow it on the podcast. A lot of people do that. They don't listen on air. They like to follow on podcasts when they want to hear it. You can do that. Also, posted on YouTube under America's Healthcare Advocate. So we greatly appreciate all of your listenership and all the folks out there watching. We even had folks in Turkey watching, I found out a couple of months ago. So you never know, okay? If you are looking for help with Medicare or ACA, if you're chronologically challenged, you need help with Medicare, the good people at RPS Benefits by Design, Joyce Thompson and Carol Lee Steele, are happy to help you anywhere in the country. It doesn't matter where you are. We just did a webinar in Phoenix last week. So 877-385-2224. It's open enrollment season, and they're happy to talk to you and show you what's in the marketplace. 877-385-2224. And if you're looking for group health insurance, you're an employer, and maybe you got one of those big fat increases, give Maria Allers a call at RPS Benefits by Design. She'll be happy to help you with that. Maria Allers at 877-385-2224. All right, joining me in studio, Ron Miller from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. This is our annual FEP show.
It is our annual FEP show. We've been doing this for a while now, Cary.
I think we've been doing it for back when Ron was here. I think we started this when Ron was here. That's about 8 years ago, right?
About 8 years ago. And I know that I do not have a radio voice, but now that we're on podcasts, I think I've made it.
Yeah, you did. You made it. You do have a pretty good radio voice, actually. So FEP, Federal Employee Show. How many federal employees in the Kansas City Metro? We
have 46,000 members and their families who have chosen Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
So if you wonder why we're doing this, because there's 46,000 of you out there that this affects. And when I said, when I'm talking about that podcast platform, I noticed that when Dave tallied the numbers up from the podcast, this FEP show got a lot of plays. So there are a lot of you out there that want to know what the benefits look like year to year, what's changed. There's some good things going on at Blue Cross. You're going to hear about them today. But this is if you want to tell somebody about this, maybe you've got a husband or a wife or, your son or daughter, whatever the case may be, that's a federal employee and they haven't heard the show on the air. You can go to those podcast platforms and the show's right up there. You can listen to it and learn all about it. So let's just kick off with open enrollment. There's a lot of open enrollments going on right now. You've got Medicare, you've got ACA, Obamacare, and now you got federal employees. So what is the open enrollment period for federal employees, Ron?
So open enrollment this year, it always is the second week of November. So it's November the 13th to December the 11th. So that's going to be your guys' time to go out there and will not make any changes because you have Blue Cross and Blue Shield and you're going to stay with us. But there's a lot of other things as far as your health and your dental and your vision, things that you'll have time during that period to make any changes to your health and your other dental and vision things that you have.
If you're on one of those other plans, okay, like the one that's got the name on Chief Stadium and you're really not very happy with that, they don't have great customer service, you probably ought to go up and take a look at the Blue Cross plan because they've been doing this for 60 years and they've got 46,000 people on these plans, and their retention rate. What's the retention rate on Blue Cross or Federal?
99.4%.
How do you get better than that? Okay, there's a reason for that. Okay, part of it's world-class customer service. They've won the J.D. Power Award 3 years in a row now, or 3 times. Okay, and let's just talk about that customer service for a few minutes, because I think that, first of all, they're here on Main Street. They're not, someplace else in Washington or Omaha or whatever the case may be with the call center. You're talking to people that live here, work here, go to your church, part of your PTA, so they know Kansas City. So let's just talk about that.
So the FEP customer service, the unit overall, every one of the reps that are in the FEP customer service qualified for a qualification of the SQM World Class classification. So every representative that takes your calls are a world-class customer service rep. And not only are the reps, but also the supervisor as well. And we really do put a lot of training into the customer service reps. So they have a lot of first call resolution. So when you call in and you have an issue, they're going to resolve that issue on the first call. You're not going to have to keep calling back, and trying to get this issue fixed. First call resolution is what we try to pride ourselves in.
This is interesting because what you just heard was they have a unit dedicated to the federal employees. So you call that unit, and we're going to get the number out here in a little while, but when you call them, you're not talking to the usual customer service reps that are handling individual or Medicare or group policies. You're talking to somebody that only deals with the federal employees. That's a big deal. So they understand your needs, they understand what your issues are, and they're able to, talk about those issues. And I will tell you, their customer service period, and I have Blue Cross and Blue Shield and have had it for, I don't know how many years we've had it. We've had it very, very long time. Both Lori and I, when I've called that customer service unit, it's amazing how they pick up that phone on the third or fourth ring, whatever it is, and that person stays with you till that problem is resolved. And in today's world, that's kind of unusual.
Yeah, and this is the second consecutive year that team has won that award. So this is it's consistent. I mean, they're good. And, being somebody that's out in the field and talking to people face to face, having a customer service that is so good, you don't get a lot of complaints of people of like, oh, I called customer service, I didn't get this, I didn't get that. We don't have those issues. They're just good.
And that's so important to people. Because when you need help, when you've got a claims issue or you've got a provider issue or you need somebody to guide you with regard to something, trying to go through the maze of some of these plans and get through to somebody that's actually going to take time. I called Spectrum this morning to get just one simple piece of information. I had to go through 8 different trenches of people to get to the lady who said, oh, yeah, this is really simple. Just go do this and everything will be fine. I'm like, that took 15 seconds. I spent 20 minutes on the phone trying to get to the person.
Right.
It's frustrating.
Right. And when people call customer service, they usually have an issue or they have a family member that is having an issue.
Yeah.
And so that is the time, people say, well, I spend my money. And that is the time when they need you that we are there.
Yeah, and that's the key. It's nice to know that when you pick up that phone and you call, that somebody's actually going to be there. In this particular case, your own unit of people that understands FEP, Federal Employees Program, what they have to offer and how it all works. The phone number, by the way, if you do want to call, if you want information as we roll into this open enrollment season, is 1-800-411-BLUE. You even have your own phone number. 1-800-411-BLUE is the phone number. If you want help, they're happy to do that there. And the website is fepblue.org, fepblue.org. We're going to talk about the plans when we come back from the break. But quickly, we've got a number of virtual health fairs hosted by Blue Cross and Blue Shield. So I'm going to go through those real quickly. November 1st from 1 to 2:30. November 8th from 1 to 2:30. November 22nd from 1 to 2:30. November 29th from 1 to 2:30. And how do they sign up for those,
And
Ron?
So you can go out, if you go out to fepblue.org, and then you go and look at Find an Event, and you can register for those virtual health fairs there. And then you can, so they do have good times there. And they're also going to be reposted so that you can listen to them at your time that's convenient for you as well. But those are going to be when they are live. go out to fepblue.org, go out to find an event, and you will see those virtual fairs listed there.
There you go. So there's lots of information there when you're trying to make a good decision about, maybe you're moving off of one plan and you want to find something better. That's your opportunity to learn. Also, if you want to learn about what's new at Blue Cross, you can do that as well. Also, the phone number, once again, 1-800-411-BLUE. We'll be right back after the break. You're listening to America's Healthcare Advocate, broadcasting on the HI Radio Network, coast to coast across the USA. We've got more. Don't go anywhere.
The Golden Rule. Treat others as you want to be treated. I'm Steve Keeker, and this is one of the founding principles of my firm, Senior Care Consulting. Since 2002, our value statement has included honor our mother and father, respect our elders, care for those in need, and treat your family as our own. We've been honored to help hundreds of families make one of the most difficult decisions they could ever make, serving them in their greatest time of need. If you're looking for someone who can provide you experienced and objective guidance when searching for a senior care community, reach out today and discover the services of Senior Care Consulting at 913-945-2800, 913-945-2800. Know your options and choose with care at seniorcareconsulting.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to America's Healthcare Advocate Show, broadcasting coast to coast across the USA here on the HI Radio Network. If you have questions for me, the website, americashealthcareadvocate.com. Send me an email. I'll be happy to answer your questions in any way that I can. In studio with me, Ron Miller from Blue Cross and Blue Shield. This is our annual FEP, Federal Employees Open Enrollment show. We do this every year. And a lot of you evidently like it because you've downloaded the podcast and YouTube. There's been quite a few of you do it there and also listening here on the radio. So we're very happy that you're interested enough to listen. We've got, 48,000, did you say?
46,000.
I gave them 2 more. Maybe we'll get 2,000 more this year. You never know. 46,000 of you out there enrolled in those Blue Cross plans. It's pretty amazing with the 99% retention rate. They must be doing something right? The open enrollment period, fepblue.org. If you have questions, you want help, fepblue.org. Also, the webinars that we just talked about are listed up on the website. So you can go up on the website and it's event. Does it say?
Yeah, find an event, fepblue.org, and go to find an event, and those will be listed there.
Yeah, there are 4 of those, okay? So you can go up there and find the event, and they'll tell you when they are, what time. If you just want to talk to somebody, they have, FEP has its own unit of customer service people. I should remind you, award-winning customer service people, 1-800-411-BLUE, 1-800-411-BLUE. All right, so this is new this year. We have a Medicare program, and we have an enhanced drug benefit program, which is kind of cool. So we're going to talk about something brand new this year. So let's talk about that.
So we have added a Medicare prescription drug program for FEP members. So it's just a prescription drug program, and it is a benefit. You're not paying for it, but it is a new benefit. So you have an option to have this benefit. And so it is going to be, it's MPDP. Now, you say that a couple times, you're going to mess it up.
MPDP, and
but
try not to screw it up.
That's how you're going to hear it.
Yeah.
That's how you're going to hear it during open season is MPDP, Medicare Drug Prescription Program. Now, who is eligible for this? Now, you have to be an FEP member, and you have to be enrolled in Medicare Part A and or Part B Premium to be eligible. So we're talking about retirees, for the most part. And so this is going to be a great enhancement. It's got an enhanced drug benefit, as we talked earlier, for them.
So if they're not on the Blue Cross plan, can they move over and get on this plan, Ron?
They do not. They need to be on the Blue Cross plan.
Okay, so they sign up for Blue Cross.
Yes.
And then they can access this plan.
Matter of fact, they should start. Letters are going out now.
Okay.
So all of our members who are eligible, who are either Medicare, have enrolled in Medicare Part A or Part B primary, you're going to get a letter saying, hey, you're eligible for this plan. And so we're going to automatically enroll you into this. Now, you do have an option if you would like to enroll out, you have 26 days from the day of the receipt of the letter.
I can't see why they would enroll out. This is a pretty good plan. It's a pretty good opportunity.
It is a great plan. It is going to be a great enhancement to the prescription drug programs. The co-pays are less. You do have a out-of-pocket max on your drug, so if you hit that, you won't have to pay anything for the calendar year. So it's great, and you have a few more tiers, so it's going to get a lower out-of-pocket cost for those higher cost drugs that you may be on.
And you've only got 65,000 pharmacies, so that's
right. I mean, and the pharmacies.
When I saw that number this morning as I was doing show prep, I'm like 65,000. Who has 65,000 pharmacies?
Right.
So you're not going to find a pharmacy that can't take the program. Okay, that's pretty much what that amounts to, right?
That is correct.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. So it's a brand new program. If you are not on Blue Cross and you're hearing this, you're thinking, wow, we don't have that. Give them a call, 1-800-411-BLUE, 1-800-411-BLUE. Their customer service people will walk you through it. They can move you over during open enrollment. You can go to the website. It's up there as well, fepblue.org, fepblue.org. Are they going to talk about this in the webinars, Ron?
They are going to talk about this in the webinars,
okay.
For sure. They are definitely going to go over that. And if you go out to fepblue.org and you go to the What's New tab right there.
Okay.
When you go to fepblue.org, you see that What's New right there. And then they talk about the MPDP, the Medicare, FEP Medicare prescription drug program. And so that information is out there on the website as well.
If once again, if you're not a Blue Cross member and this sounds like something you'd be interested in, you owe it to yourself to take a look at it or to give them a call at 1-800-411-BLUE. They can walk you through it. It's an enhanced program. I don't think anybody else has got this right now. So this is a brand new offering they're doing this year for the first time. And it's pretty nice. I mean, you don't pay for it. I mean, how much better does it get than that? So you're not in a situation where it's going to cost you extra money to do this, and you're going to have enhanced benefits.
And lower copays.
And no copays?
Lower.
Low copay. Okay, yeah. So low copays. Not quite no copays, but low copays.
Yeah, so a lot of your copays are going to be lower than what you're currently paying now.
And that's really good for folks to know that.
Right? 100%. I mean, anytime you can save money.
Yeah, so there's a basic option plan. Let's talk about that real quick.
Yeah, so as part of one of the plans, we have our basic option plan. The basic option plan is a nationwide plan, so no matter where you are, you can utilize this plan. Now, you have to stay in network. You have to stay in the Blue Cross and Blue Shield network. But nationally, we have about 90% of all doctors and hospitals that are in the network. Now,
I saw that 99%.
Yeah, and so it's a large number, and so. With that, and I think where you're going with that, Cary, is that you have the reimbursement for the Part A and B. So if you have Medicare Part A and B and you're on the basic option, then you get an $800 that we will reimburse you for what you're paying. Because right now I think it's about $173, $75, depending on how much you make.
It used to be $164. It's gone up.
Yeah. So we're going to reimburse you $800 a year of that money that you're spending for your Medicare Part B.
You actually get a check for $800.
100%.
That's pretty good. I wish somebody sent me a check for $800 for signing up for a health insurance plan. So that's a pretty good deal. And that's on the basic plan. The basic plan has that prescription drug benefit tied to it, does it not?
It does. Yes, it does.
So the one we just talked about, that enhanced prescription drug benefit, that basic plan, which is the National Blue Cross plan, has that benefit tied to it. Again, so we're not making this too complicated. If you want to go to the website, fepblue.org, fepblue.org, and then the phone number is 1-800-411-BLUE, 1-800-411-BLUE if you want information on these. Sometimes it's a little easier just to call somebody.
It is. It's easier to call somebody, and sometimes people don't like talking on the phone, but that website is very thorough and really goes through it. There also have some videos out there, short videos that kind of talk you through the information as well. So there's a variety of different reasons. However you like to get your information, it's out there for you.
See, and if you're a seasoned citizen, I speak for myself, and you're not really wild about going up on websites and trying to navigate websites, call the phone number. That's what I do, okay? Yes. Just call the phone number. They'll be happy to talk to you. They got great people. They love to talk to people. They'll be happy. You don't have to do anything. Just pick up the phone and call them. 1-800-411-BLUE is the phone number, 1-800-411-BLUE. When we come back from the break now, we're going to go through the plans. We're going to talk about the plans. We're going to go back through that basic plan, talk about the other plans and what it looks like for this year. So you'll want to stay tuned for this. Once again, you're listening to this and you've got a spouse or maybe you've got, another family member that's a federal employee, go to the podcast platform. The show's up there. FEP Blue is going to be the name of the show. So you can go up there and download the show and listen to it. We'll be right back after the break. You're listening to America's Healthcare Advocate, broadcasting here on the HI Radio Network, coast to coast across the USA. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're listening to America's Healthcare Advocate Show, broadcasting coast to coast across the USA here on the HIE Radio Network. This is our annual FEP Enrollment Show. My producer behind the microphone is Mr. Darren Wilhite from Odyssey, and behind the camera, Dave Thiessen, doing all the video work that gets up on those podcast platforms and on YouTube. So we are talking about the Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City Federal Employees Program. The annual open enrollment period begins when? November.
Yes, November the. Why do you always do that to me, Cary? November the 13th to December the 11th.
I've got it here somewhere. Okay, yeah. November 13th to December 11th is open. You've got a short window there, folks. That's another reason why we do this show. It's a short window, and that's your time to find out, the benefits are available. And if you're on another plan and you're not happy, okay, and you want to take a look at, what Blue Cross, look at this. They've got their own customer service team just for federal employees. They've won outstanding awards multiple years in a row with this customer service team. They're right here on Main Street, so they're able to help you. There are virtual health fairs going on November 1st from 1 to 2. 1 to 2:30, November 8th from 1 to 2:30, November 22nd, 1 to 2:30, and November 29th, 1 to 2:30. If you go up on the website, fepblue.org, on the events tab, you can download that and sign up for the opportunity to go to one of those. If you just want to call somebody, maybe you're a retiree and you're interested in this drug program, and maybe you're not even on Blue Cross, okay, and you'd like to find out about the drug program and maybe move over there, 1-800-411-BLUE, 1-800-411-BLUE. They're happy to talk with you. All right, let's get into the plan designs.
Yeah, let's do it.
So let's go back over the basic again so they understand how that one works.
So we have 3 different plans, and each one of these plans fits people's different needs and budgets. And that's what we like about it, is that the plans have options, and all these plans have access to wellness resources, tools, and things that help make their lifestyle better. So the 3 plans we have our standard option. Our standard option is the old PPO plan. You can go in network, add a network, has a deductible to it, but has the largest network. Well, because you can go out of network as well.
Yes.
All right, has a deductible to it. So for some people, it also has a mail service. So on the standard option, you have all of them have a pharmacy component to them. But on the standard option, you also have a mail order, so you can get a 90-day prescription with that standard option. Great plan. And then probably about 10 years ago, we brought out basic option. Basic option enjoys no deductible, but you have access to the PPO network. Only difference is you have to stay inside the network on the basic option. I mean, it's a fantastic plan, and the plan goes with you. So these are PPO plans. I mean, just because you have to stay in the network, if you go and see a relative in Florida and you have an issue and you go to a Blue Cross and Blue Shield Florida plan, you're going to have the same access, same benefit there that you do here.
But just so you know, they've got one of the largest networks in the country. If you can't find a provider on that network, I'd be very surprised. And when you've got 65,000 pharmacies on there, you're not going to have a problem. So that's really important for people to understand. This is not like some narrow network, okay? This is a huge network across the country that you have access to. It's great. It's a great opportunity for federal employees.
And an international network as well, so even out of country. So don't.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, so that's not just. So if you travel abroad, we also have networks that you can go out and access as well. So
that's pretty cool.
And sometimes, I always say, sometimes when you go to another country, your Blue Cross card may not work as good as your Visa card, but if you bring the bill back, we will pay you. They'll pay your benefits as it was.
I've heard sometimes the Blue Cross card works better than the Visa card.
It has. But
that symbol is pretty well known worldwide.
Yeah, the symbol is not unknown, and that's the great thing, is that you can take our card anywhere and everybody knows. And then the last plan is our FEP Blue Focus. So that plan we brought out, and it's kind of focused to the younger, more active individuals. It has a little lower cost, has a little higher deductible to it. But again, it's a PPO plan. It's ideal for healthy individuals looking to spend less on their health insurance, but are active. And all of these come with resources, comes with benefits of being on these plans.
So that particular plan has virtual doctor visits. Talk about that for a minute.
Does.
Because, young people, you younger folks out there who, are really adept at internet and all these kinds of things, you might want to do that and not go to a doctor's office and sit in a waiting room and wait to see a doctor. Talk about that.
So now on the FEP, on the Blue Focus plan, you have 10 virtual visits for $10. So if you use Teladoc, which is the one that we use, if you use Teladoc, you have 10 visits for $10. Your first 10 visits are for $10 on Teladoc. So
that's pretty amazing.
It's great. It is an absolutely great resource. And I know a lot of people, especially when pandemic hit.
Oh.
Teladoc, all of these.
Everybody went to Teladoc. We did Teladoc, yeah. Because you first of all, you didn't want to go in a waiting room because everybody had COVID, all right? And secondly, the places where you could go were so packed that the waiting times were horrific. So doing the virtual actually worked out to be pretty amazing.
Right. And so that is the great thing. And not only, FEP Focus has 10 of those for $10, but both standard and basic also has a Teladoc associated to it. So regardless of what plan you can use that virtual healthcare if that is something that you've become used to and you enjoy using.
When Johnny's got pink eye on a Friday at 5 o'clock in the evening and you just found out about it, you probably don't want to go run to the urgent care, right? You might want to try that virtual because it works a lot better and it's pretty easy. Get the prescription drug right there, go down to the pharmacy, pick it up, and you're done. You don't have to drive to the urgent care, wait an hour, and then go through all the nonsense of seeing a doctor. That's just an example of how this can really work. Let's talk about this $50 reward that you can earn. That's kind of a nice little deal.
So the good thing about on both the standard and the basic option, you can earn up to $50 by simply completing your Blue Health assessment. And doing some, and also you can earn more money if you all go out there and do some online health coaching. You can earn up to another $120. So you could actually earn up to $170, but you could earn $50 that we'll put on a debit card for you and that you can use for only just going out there and doing the Blue Health assessment.
So you do the assessment, but the other things that you've got on here, tobacco cessation, hypertension management, et cetera, that $170, that goes on the debit card, right?
That goes on the debit card.
You're not talking about a long process here. You're not going to be sitting in front of a computer for an hour trying to do this.
No.
These are very simple things to do. Number one, it's going to help you with your health issues, help you pay attention to it and do the thing, manage your blood pressure, hypertension, okay, smoking cessation, those kind of things. If you can make $170 for doing something that's going to help your health and benefit you, it seems like that's not a bad idea.
It's a great idea. It probably takes you about 12 minutes to do the health assessment. And the good thing about the health assessment, Cary, is that you've done it last year, you do it this year, you've done it the year before. It kind of gives you a place to keep track of okay, where was I last year compared to this year?
Yeah, which is, as we age, I'm the guy with the white hair, yeah, right? You know that, okay? So as we age, these things become more and more important. So there's also an incentive for getting your annual physical.
Right. So on the Blue Focus, so standard option, basic option, you have the $50. You go out there and do your Blue Health assessment. All right, you're going to get $50. On the Blue Focus members, you can earn up to $150 annually by going out there and going and getting your annual physical. Okay. And then on that incentive, you can spend that on QMT. So you can spend that on stuff like Reebok, Skechers, TRX. So any of our Blue 365 partners, you can use that for that. So you're not just using it for your prescriptions, you're using it for things that you can tangibly wear and use on a daily basis.
How about that? So you go get the physical and there's a brand new pair of Reeboks that you think you want. there you go. They'll buy them for you. All right. So, I mean, it's a pretty good deal. This stuff is hard to argue with. You know, the incentives here are pretty great. You know, and go back over that one again for the folks with the Medicare issue on the $800. I want to reemphasize that one, Ron.
Yeah. So on the basic option, so we have a lot of, which is good. So we have a lot of members who are retiree. They have the basic option. They have decided to roll in both Medicare Part A and B, and so they have to have that B premium that they're paying for. And so we give them back $800 of that premium that they pay in over a calendar year.
There's money everywhere if you're on the Blue Cross and Blue Shield plan. You might want to think about that. And I'll reiterate, if you're not on the Blue Cross plan, you're on one of these other plans, you might want to take a look at this because I think you're going to see the benefits are pretty rich. They're doing a pretty amazing job. They've got world-class customer service right there for you, right here in Kansas City, not some call center up in New Jersey or someplace else.
And it is actually Main Street.
Yeah, Main Street. It is Main Street, right down
2301 Main Street.
There you go, right across from Union Station. Okay, these are your neighbors there. The website is fepblue.org, fepblue.org. All the information is up there, including the webinars. You click that events page, that's all there. Information on the prescription drug program. And if you don't want to do that, you just want to talk to somebody, 1-800-411-BLUE, 1-800-411-BLUE. We'll be right back after the break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're listening to America's Healthcare Advocate Show, broadcasting coast to coast across the USA here on the HI Radio Network. You know, if you want to learn more about these programs, this is the FEP Annual Enrollment Show for federal employees. 46,000 of you out there on Blue Cross, and the rest of you should be. So if you want to learn about that, go to the website, fepblue.org. You know, listening to this stuff is kind of like drinking from a fire hose. So I repeat, the website's fepblue.org. If you want to learn about it, go up on the website and look around. Or if you just want help, maybe that you'd like to learn about that prescription drug program. Brand new deal they just rolled out this year. Pretty cool. Okay, 1-800-411-BLUE. 1-800-411-BLUE. They're happy to help you. If you are not on the Blue Cross plan and you're listening to this thinking, gee, we don't have that benefit. We don't have the $150 if you get your physical. We don't have the $170 incentive programs. Well, you do at Blue Cross, and you've got world-class customer service team dedicated just to federal employees right here on Main Street across from Union Station.
So once again, years.
Say again?
2 consecutive years.
Yeah, how about that? Okay. Yeah. And then you won the J.D. Power Award 3 years in a row for the overall customer service. So I think Blue Cross has got that part dialed in. So, all right. So let's talk about dental and vision and some good news. The rate increase this year, 2%. Show me something in this economy it's only gone up 2%. I'd like to know what it is, okay? So that's pretty good.
Yeah, no, that is good. We haven't had a rate increase for years. So, it's a good
But
deal.
I don't think 2% is going to hurt anybody's pocketbook.
No, like you said, it's only 2%.
Yeah, that's nothing, okay? So let's talk about the benefits. You got nationwide network. Let's get into that.
Yeah, so for the FEP dental plan, we have a large nationwide dental network, preventative coverage, no waiting period. Now, let me say this. No waiting period on crowns, bridges, implants, and dentures.
Okay, so for all of us who are not on a federal program, you do have a waiting period on every dental program out there practically. So this is a big deal. Okay, no waiting period. That's amazing.
And so you also have 3 cleanings per calendar year on the plans, covered in full. There's no deductibles for in-network service like fillings and root canals. Unlimited annual benefit on the high option. So on the high option, you have no out-of-pocket max.
You're serious?
Unlimited.
No out-of-pocket.
Yeah, when you're seeing dentists in network, you have no out-of-pocket max.
Network. It's a national network.
There's no limit to the amount we cover a year.
So a couple things there. Number one, I keep talking about this. As you age and you need dental work, you need bridges, you need crowns, you need these kind of things. That's a remarkable program. Secondly, if you're traveling, maybe you have a little motorhome, you like to go to the Grand Canyon or Florida, whatever the case may be, and you have a dental problem, you know how that can just screw up a trip. Totally, right?
Right.
Well, here you've got a national network, right? So on the Blue Cross, all you have to do is pick up you get your card and call, and they'll tell you where the local dentists are that you can go to that'll be covered on the network. So that's a pretty great program. No waiting periods, huh?
No waiting periods. I mean, that is something.
It's good to be a federal employee these days.
It is, and that's a lot of times, you may be on a plan. You were on a plan that had a waiting period, and then you come over, and a lot of people say, "Well, you're going to have a waiting period. Am I going to have no waiting period?" No, you got a crown that needs to get fixed, and
it's pretty amazing. Yeah. So let's talk about the FEP Vision Plan as well.
And so the vision plan is awesome. All right. So we have access to over 144 independent providers and nationally retailers, included Mr. Eye Doctor, Walmart, American's Best, Warby Parker, Lens Crafter, Vision Works, Costco, Target Optical, Pearls Vision, Sam's Club, and more. So
all you had to do was say Costco, and I got happy. Okay,
and so it's
here they are from Costco. Okay, it's where I get all my glasses at Costco. I don't get my necessarily get the exam done there, but I most certainly get all of my glasses and all the rest of it, and so does Lori. So I mean, that's how many did you name there? Like 7 or 8 of those. Okay,
yeah,
that's huge. Okay, that's a huge network. Easy to get whatever you need done. That works out really well.
Yeah, and it's great that like Warby Parker. I mean, that's an online thing that a lot of people, so it's different. So we don't just have not only just box stores, but we have other avenues. There's other fashion, different glasses. So you just have a lot of options.
That's funny because I was with somebody here about a month ago, and I said, "Man, those glasses really look good on you." He goes, "Yeah, I got those online. What's the name of the
Warby Parker?"
I'm like, "Who are they?" Yeah. He goes, "Yeah." See, I just gave him my prescription, and I got the glasses, and I was like, "Those are really cool."
Yeah, it's really cool. And the good thing about it also, and so even if you go there, we also have an extensive collection. All right, that's valued up to 220 frames that are valued up to about $195. That if you pick from this extensive, exclusive collection, you don't have to pay anything. They're paid in full. The frames are covered in full.
The benefits on this plan, it's amazing how good they are. So paid in full, 100% paid in full, that's pretty remarkable. So, we're coming up to the end of the broadcast here. Let's go back and recap this prescription drug benefit. It's brand new this year, Ron. So let's, if you're a retiree out there, this is an opportunity you want to know about and you don't want to pass up.
Yeah, so like we had mentioned, so we're going to have a Medicare drug prescription program that's going to be a benefit enhancement to the drugs that are covered. It's going to be a lower cost than a lot of the copays that you have on the drugs that you're currently taking now. You're going to start receiving that information as of today. The mailing went out today, so check your mailbox and you'll start receiving information about this MPDP, Medicare Drug Prescription Program.
And it's available, obviously, you've got to be a Blue Cross and Blue Shield member. If you're not a Blue Cross and Blue Shield member, you really ought to take a look at this because they're the only ones that have these kind of benefits, and they're pretty amazing. The phone number, 1-800-411-BLUE, 1-800-411-BLUE is the phone number if you want help with any of this. Like, second year in a row, they won the customer service award. They're doing something right? And that team is dedicated just to you if you're a federal employee. So they know all the ins and outs of all the plans. How does it compare? What does it look like? You want to just talk to them about how does that compare to one of the other plans out there? Well, there's your opportunity. Okay, 1-800-411-BLUE. The website, fepblue.org, fepblue.org. If you want to go up on the website and take a look at everything that's up there, you want to navigate it yourself, that's a great way to do it. Once again, open enrollment.
November the 13th to December the 11th.
That's it. November 13th to December. You don't have a lot of time here, which is why we're getting this show done and getting it up there. And it'll be on all the podcast platforms and on YouTube, so you know what's available. Thank you again.
Thank you, Cary. It's a pleasure.
Another show this year. And now I leave you with this thought from Dr. Albert Einstein. The one who follows the crowd will usually get no further than the crowd. The one who walks alone is likely to find himself in places no one has ever been. Remember, friends, it's a funny thing about life. If you refuse to accept anything but the very best, you most often get it. Thank you for listening to America's Healthcare Advocate Show, broadcasting coast to coast across the USA. Goodbye, America.